The movie Eternals may be almost 1 year away, but that doesn't mean we are entirely in the dark. For starters, it'll be released in November 6th, 2020, just 6 months after the other highly anticipated Phase 4 movie, Black Widow. Before you get too excited, here are the top 10 things you need to know about Marvel's Eternals.
This film is full Jack Kirby.
Jack Kirby is no stranger to comic fans. He's one of the most prolific and influential creators, and many productions use his prowess, including Marvel. For those who may not be aware, he's the brains behind The New Gods, X-Men, The Incredible Hulk, Black Panther, Thor, Captain America, Fantastic Four, and many other incredible pieces, including today's topic of discussion, The Eternals. He was the writer, artist, and editor of The Eternals back in the 70s. When Marvel was doing Thor, they borrowed a few things from Kirby's work, and the results were thunderous. Now that they are going full Jack Kirby on The Eternals, we can't wait to see the results. Jack's grandson released a statement saying he's glad that his grandfather's work is being used, and he was more smitten when he saw the cast on stage. I bet it will be epic. Number 9. It'll fill the gaps in MCU. Okay, what you need to understand is that Marvel is in need of a new era, and The Eternals make perfect sense. They may not be household names, but they will be very critical in exploring the Marvel Universe. We've seen the Celestials in Marvel movies, but they've never fully been explored, and that's where the Eternals come in. If you may also recall, in Avengers Endgame, Nebula name-checks Vormir as the center of the celestial space.
What is Vormir?
A dominion of death, at the very center of celestial existence. It's where Thanos murdered my sister.
And we've seen models of them in Thor, Ragnarok. So yes, they are already here, but whatever they have in store for us is what we'll have to wait and see. The race of the Kree is also something which hasn't been explored, and the Eternals are about to change all that. The good news is, we already have a crucial ingredient to how the story unfolds, Captain Marvel. Remember, he's the one who went deep into the Kree mythology and introduced us to the Skrull. We still don't know who the Eternals will be fighting, but the concept of the Deviants will be a significant factor. They'll probably explore more Marvel locations such as Atlantis and Namor. Number 8. Who are the Eternals? They are ancient space deities who live on Earth but have connections to the Celestials, the Skrulls, the Kree, and other residents of Titan. Also, they are connected to Thanos. Wow, he may not be completely gone after all. Initially, the Eternals lived separate from humans, but whenever it was necessary, they protected humanity from the monsters of the Deviants. Experiments by some of the Celestials led to an energy influx which activated the Eternals' genes and granted them unlimited power. Celestials repeated their experiments in other parts of the universe, including Skrull and Kree homeworlds. The Kree conducted their own tests, which resulted in the creation of the Inhumans. As a result of a civil war, one of the Eternals left the group and colonized Saturn's moon Titan, and that is where the mad Thanos comes in. We know well that where there's Thanos, trouble is inevitable, and considering he's also a deviant, the amount of chaos can't be put into words.
I am inevitable.
Number 7. The cast. Speculations of who would make the cast of the Eternals made rounds on the internet, but the team finally released the names. Angelina Jolie as Thena. She has superhuman speed, strength, and stamina. She can also fly, teleport, and cast illusions. And of course, she can manipulate cosmic energy, which makes her long-living. She also studied under the best Eternal and human scholars, meaning she's also an intellect. Thena will be by far one of the most powerful female characters, not just in Eternals, but the entire Marvel Universe. Richard Madden as Icarus. This character is probably the most recognized from the lot. He is the stereotype superhero and falls in the category of Superman and Captain America. He can also fly and teleport and has superhuman durability, strength, and stamina. Kumail Nanjiani as Kingo. He has the typical powers of the Eternals, but Kingo prefers to approach fights the samurai way. Salma Hayek as Ajak. Originally, Ajak is the greatest Eternals warrior, and since the gender has been swapped, we don't know much of what Marvel will do with the character. Brian Tyree Henry as Phastos. He's one of the few members who wasn't created by Jack Kirby, but his contribution to the Eternals will be very critical. Lauren Ridloff as Makkari. Originally, Makkari is the fastest Eternal, and the film will most likely maintain that trait. The biggest reveal Marvel made is that Makkari will be the first deaf superhero. In the comics, Makkari interacts the most with humans, and we can't wait to see how MCU pulls that off considering she's deaf. Leah McHugh as Sprite. So, there's a bit of story when it comes to Sprite. The 12-year-old will play the role, and the assumption is that she will only play the role once. Sprite doesn't age, and we don't know how long Leah will look 12 because teenagers grow fast. The assumption is that she may die in the Eternals. It would be so sad to introduce such a young character only to kill her. Yikes. Then we'll have the silliest hero who won't be observed in the Eternals, Gilgamesh, played by Don Lee. Number 6. Major gender swaps. Well, Marvel has been known to do a bit of gender swaps every once in a while. Initially, it was a big issue, especially when Tilda Swinton was cast as a Celtic version of the Ancient One in Doctor Strange. Then they gender swapped the first hero to carry the mantle of Captain Marvel. I guess viewers finally got used to the idea. If you've noticed from the cast, they've gender swapped not one, not two, but 3 comic characters: Makkari, Sprite, and Ajak. Also, Marvel will have one of the females as the leader of the Eternals. It's easy to get away with this one because not so many people are conversant with the Eternals. Talk about diversifying the Marvel Universe. Whether or not it's a good or bad thing is still a topic of discussion. Okay, moving on. Number 5, the villains. 5 million years ago, the Celestials conducted experiments which resulted in the long-lived Eternals and the monstrously grotesque Deviants. Rumor has it that a big bad will be joining the cast of the Eternals. We are talking about Maelstrom. He is the offspring of an inhuman man and a deviant mother, and have him fight with the Eternals could be the next big thing. A source close to the Marvel Studios revealed that his name was mentioned several times with regards to the Phase 4 plans. Plus, it's not the first time we've heard the name Maelstrom in Marvel productions. There are high chances that he will be featured in the Eternals, but if not, he will definitely be in one of the other movies scheduled to be released in Marvel's Phase 4. Number 4, a new genius. MCU is known for their superheroes and their villains, but the other concept which makes the universe more interesting is the nerd community. The community boasts of having characters like Shuri, Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, Howard Stark, Hank Pym, Eric Selvig, Jane Foster, Peter Parker, Helen Cho, Tinkerer, and Erskine. Thanks to the Eternals, there's an addition to the family, Phastos. Apart from the numerous abilities and superpowers he has, Phastos is also the most intelligent Eternal. He is the master technologist for the Eternals, and he created multiple weapons and inventions for them. In an interview, Brian Tyree Henry said it was such an honor to be cast as a nerd, and he can't wait to see what he does with his intelligence. Number 3, the plot. Around April of 2018, a group of screenwriters were asked to come up with a storyline centered on the character Cersei. The same year, Chloe Zhao, the director, revealed that the movie would be about a love story between Cersei and Icarus. Well, when the cast was announced, we didn't see Cersei, meaning that the plot may not be about her after all. We also thought that Millie Bobby Brown would play the character Cersei, but she revealed that she wasn't part of the project. Then we thought that Angelina Jolie would be Cersei since she's the biggest star in the cast, but she's Thena. Clearly, the scriptwriters have done a lot of editing and no one has revealed anything reliable yet. It's still in the early stages, so there will probably be more adjustments soon. So as it stands, we have absolutely no idea what the plot will be. Number 2, questions we hope will be answered. The first obvious question fans have: did the Infinity Stones create the Eternals? Marvel fans know that Thanos was originally an Eternal with a deviant gene. If the Eternals' purpose was to protect the Earth from the Deviants, where were they when Thanos successfully landed on the planet and caused chaos? Also, why did Marvel decide to gender swap 3 characters? Well, I'm not sure that one will be answered because MCU has been known to swap characters for absolutely no reason. Another question which may be answered in the Eternals is, why did Thanos turn out the way he did? And Marvel Universe fans may finally get to understand where the mutants come from. Number 1, fan theories. A movie is never complete without fan theories, and many times fans have been known to make accurate predictions. For Eternals, the first theory is that Galactus will be making his debut. Marvel has never had access to Galactus, but considering the Eternals will explore the Celestials, waking up a dormant Celestial could quickly draw Galactus to Earth. If not in the Eternals, we know that the Fantastic Four is part of the Phase 4 plans, and he may also appear in that movie since the last time we heard of Galactus was in Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer. Another theory which will help connect Eternals to the rest of the Marvel Universe is that since the dormant Celestial is in San Francisco, Giant Man and Ant-Man could help in the investigations. Also, fans still believe that Cersei will be part of the movie even though she's not been mentioned. She will be the life of the party, and with her interactions with the humans, she may be the link between the Eternals and the rest of the universe. Something else more amusing is that the Eternals were probably set up in Iron Man 3. Remember the empty slot in the human brain discovered by Killian? He was able to unmask supernatural capabilities, which is what the Celestials did millions of years ago with humans. Incredible. We don't know for sure whether the discovery was a mistake or Marvel was laying the foundation for the Eternals. What do you think the Eternals have in store for us, and how will they be incorporated in the Marvel Universe? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below.